Hi guys, welcome back to JTBR. Today I'm reviewing something a little different, my very first horror novel, Last Days by Adam Nevill. Horror has never been my go-to genre, whether in movies or video games. The main reason is jump scares, which I've never enjoyed. What I'm drawn to though is the atmosphere of horror, that slow burn of tension that crawls under your skin and stays with you. One of my favorite horror films is Hereditary for that exact reason. It builds dread gradually, creating a chilling experience without relying on sudden shocks. Now, books are in many ways the perfect medium for this kind of horror. They allow the atmosphere to seep into your imagination, and the scariest moments often come from what isn't shown, from the unknown that you have to fill in yourself.
Fear of the unknown is spiritual paralysis.
I picked up Last Days because it was recommended by a colleague who is an avid fan of the horror genre. Since I had never properly read a horror novel before, this felt like the right place to start. The book follows a documentary crew that sets out to investigate a notorious cult. At first, their work feels like a straightforward filmmaking project, but as they dig deeper into the cult's past, disturbing truths begin to surface. The more they uncover, the more reality seems to blur, and the crew finds themselves caught in a growing sense of unease that slowly shifts into outright terror. Reading Last Days was a fascinating experience for me. As someone whose first language isn't English, I sometimes struggle to fully visualize certain descriptions, especially when it comes to otherworldly or supernatural beings. The book frequently refers to entities called the Blood Friends.
Blood, Professor! Blood!
For me, part of the horror came from the fact that I couldn't picture them clearly. Their vagueness left my imagination running wild, which in some ways made them even more terrifying. The slow, creeping horror of this book left a strong impression. On several occasions, I will put the book down late at night, only to walk through my dark house on the way to bed. In those quiet moments, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was standing just out of sight, hiding in the corner. That subtle, lingering dread gave me actual goosebumps, which is exactly the kind of reaction I was hoping to get from my first horror read. This novel confirmed that I want to explore horror literature further. In terms of pure scariness, Last Days wasn't overwhelming. It didn't leave me unable to sleep or fill me with nightmares. But it did prove that horror in book form can capture that unsettling atmosphere I enjoy so much. Now I want to push further to see if there are horror books out there that can genuinely blur the line between fiction and reality, shake my confidence, or leave me afraid long after I've closed the book. Right now, I'm in the middle of a book called House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. Compared to Last Days, the horror elements feel much stronger, and the way the book is written is unlike anything else I've ever read. Its unconventional style makes it stand out, not just as a horror novel, but as a completely unique reading experience. I'm enjoying it so far, and I plan to do a review once I've finished. It might take a while though, since I'm currently juggling about 10 books at once.
I've bitten off more than I can chew, you know?
Since this was my first step into the genre, I'd really appreciate some recommendations. If you've read horror novels that truly terrified you or left a lasting impression, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.